The Poetry of Becoming, featuring Miss Nya Grant, architecture designer, founder of NAIRO Designs. At this time, grab that journal, your pen, water or herbal tea, or your glass of wine, or that delicious healthy smoothie. You are in for a treat. Let's do it. Grand Rising Womb Sis Stars worldwide. Welcome home to the SHENIXPWR Podcast, the sacred space where women from around the world gather to remember who they are, rise beyond survival, and reign in embodied queenship. I'm your host, Honor Parrish, founder of SHENIXPWR, Navy veteran, empowerment architect, and your sister on this sacred journey of restoration. Here, we don't simply tell stories, we honor them. We don't simply celebrate success, we explore the becoming. Because every woman you admire, every visionary, every entrepreneur, every artist, every leader was once a woman quietly asking herself, am I enough? Today's episode is unlike any we've shared before. Today marks a beautiful milestone for the SHENIXPWR Podcast. For the very first time, we welcome a guest whose journey beautifully reflects what this movement is all about. She is an accomplished architecture designer, founder of NAIRO Designs, a creative visionary who believes design is more than aesthetics. It's an experience, it's emotion, it's belonging. Her commitment to this excellence earned her the distinction of graduating magna cum laude and summa cum laude, reflecting years of discipline, perseverance, and purpose. But beyond the accolades, beyond the degrees, beyond the designs, lives a woman with a beautiful heart. A woman who creates through both architecture and poetry. Today, she'll invite us into both worlds. Womb Sis Stars worldwide. It is my absolute joy to introduce my beautiful daughter, Miss Nya Grant. Nya, welcome to the SHENIXPWR Podcast.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to be here today.
Before we experience your poetry, I'd love for our listeners to meet the woman behind the vision. Many people will one day know the name NAIRO Designs. They'll see beautiful architecture, elegant furnishings, intentional spaces, but very few will know the story behind the name because every meaningful creation begins with something deeper than a business plan. It begins with a moment, a question, a dream, sometimes even a quiet whisper. So let's begin there. Take us back. When did you first realize architecture wasn't simply something you wanted to study, but something you were created to do? And how did that journey ultimately become NAIRO Designs?
I've always been a creative person, and design has been a part of who I am for as long as I can remember. As I grew up, I realized architecture isn't just about designing beautiful buildings, it's about shaping the way people live, gather, heal, and connect. That realization became the heart of NAIRO Designs. In fact, the name NAIRO is deeply personal because it represents my vision, purpose, and creative journey. And Cairo, my dog, also known as my fur baby, really sparked something in me. He inspired me to see that pets deserve thoughtfully designed spaces that are just as beautiful and intentional as the ones we create for ourselves. That's why I'm so passionate about sustainability, natural materials, and craftsmanship. I believe great design should be timeless. not something that's replaced every few years, but something that's cherished, lived with, and even passed down. More than anything, I hope every NAIRO piece creates a feeling. I want people to slow down, breathe deeply, and experience a home that feels peaceful, elegant, and deeply connected to the ones they love. Whether that's family, friends, or even their pets.
I absolutely love that because what I hear isn't simply the birth of a business. I hear the birth of purpose. I hear courage. I hear imagination becoming reality. And I think that's something every woman listening can relate to. Sometimes the dream begins long before the world notices it. Your architecture builds beautiful spaces, but today, your words have the opportunity to build something equally meaningful, a bridge into someone's heart. Would you honor us by sharing your first poem?
Absolutely. Little Nya versus grown Nya. My younger self would be proud of me today, especially with everything in complete disarray. Never would have envisioned my life like this. Some days it's a hit or miss. I'm hopeful life will turn around. Everything the prophet said is profound. Next month, I will enter chapter 26. Finally, my booty is getting thick. NAIRO Designs is my life purpose. In due time, people will soon purchase. Life has thrown many curveballs, yet I am still standing 6 feet tall. My mom was right. After 16, I actually saw the light. High school was definitely a journey. I understand now some people are not worthy. My mom instilled certain values, morals, and beliefs. Because of that knowledge, I am no longer in disbelief. Be careful with the company you choose to keep. Some people will exit without a peep. Life experiences have molded me into this person. Without certain lessons, my life would have worsened. Today, I am immensely grateful for everything. You never know what life could bring. College is another story. In my home, that was mandatory. Tallahassee was stressful and scary at times. Aside from school, there were numerous crimes. NDG. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Poetry has a way of bypassing our defenses. It doesn't ask permission, it simply arrives and reminds us of something we've always known but somehow forgotten. That is sacred. Naya has one final gift for us today. All right, y'all, lean in.
All right, you guys ready? Let's go. Life. One thing about life, it can be great. And sometimes you might break. Life can be bittersweet, just like the people we meet. People will enter our lives for a reason or season. Some will commit treason. No matter what we endure, God will always reassure. Learn to have discernment so there won't be a reoccurrence. Always remember to put God first. Without Him, things would be worse. Family should always be important. Never allow anyone to be an absorbent. Everything that occurs in life is a test. In some instances, we can only just do our best. We are supposed to experience people, places, and things. At times, certain events will sting. Renew your mind each day. If not, you are going to pay. Some people we encounter are not worth consuming pills over the counter. Ignore those with negative thoughts and bad intentions. Some people deserve to be in detentions. Take accountability for your own actions. There's no need for reactions. Everything I wrote has already occurred. If you don't learn the lessons, they will reoccur. Whether you agree or disagree, nobody should ever give you the third degree. Recognize when things are relevant versus when things are irrelevant. NDG, thank you once again.
Nya, thank you.
You are very welcome.
Not only for sharing your gifts, but for reminding us that creativity is a sacred expression of identity. Today's conversation reminds us that purpose doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it begins as curiosity, sometimes as compassion, sometimes as art, and sometimes as a single decision to believe that what lives within you deserves to exist in the world. Whether your gift is architecture, poetry, business, motherhood, leadership, teaching, healing, or simply encouraging one person, your gift matters. Because the world is forever changed whenever a woman chooses authenticity over fear. Sis, here's the sacred call to awakening. Before we leave today, I'd like to invite every woman listening to pause. Wherever you are, take one slow breath. Let it out. Now gently place one hand over your heart and one hand over your womb. Breathe in again deeply. Let it out. Now quietly ask yourself, what dream within me has been patiently waiting for my permission? Not society's permission, not perfection's permission, not someone else's approval, your permission. Perhaps your calling has been quietly waiting beneath fear. Perhaps your voice has been waiting beneath silence. Perhaps your masterpiece has been waiting beneath self doubt. Today, choose differently. Remember the woman you were before fear convinced you otherwise. Rise beyond your limitation. I mean, every limitation that no longer belongs to you. Reign from the truth that your gifts were never meant to remain hidden. Because when one woman awakens, she doesn't awaken alone. She awakens generations. If today's conversation inspired you, and I mean truly inspired you, continue the journey with us. Follow NAIRO Designs, NAIRO on Instagram, and experience Nya Grant's evolving world of architecture, intentional design, creativity, and artistic inspiration. Watch as she transforms ideas into spaces that invite beauty, presence, and possibility. Then become part of something even greater. Join the SHENIXPWR movement, a global sisterhood where women are choosing to remember who they are, rise beyond survival, and reign in embodied queenship. Follow SHENIXPWR across your favorite social media platforms. Subscribe to the SHENIXPWR Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube Music. Share this episode with a woman whose dreams deserve to be awakened, because movements aren't built by algorithms. They're built by women courageous enough to remember who they are and courageous enough to help another woman do the same. Thank you for joining us for another sacred conversation. Until the next time, continue dismantling the tunnel become the light, and always remember, rise, reign. I am Honor Parrish, and you've been listening to the SHENIXPWR Podcast. Grace and peace, womb sis stars worldwide. We'll meet again in the next episode.